Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, the 28th of April. For some reason I've been saying 4th week of lockdown. It is the 6th week of lockdown. Just check my book. So this is seated yoga. We all get up occasionally. This yoga session is more for people with mobility problems, with balance problems, high, low blood pressure, and again back problems if you've got them. So it's kind of for everybody. It's not, if you do my faster classes, my Monday, Thursday night classes, it's a little bit slow for people that do the other classes. Oh my God, who's just come in? Hi Maureen. I hope you're okay. Hope lockdown's treating you all right. I've got my phones in two different ways this morning. One's horizontal, one's vertical. Because the one that goes on to YouTube from Facebook, that one, somebody told me it looks better when it's horizontal, so we'll try it that way. So good morning. Make sure our house rules are, make sure that you've got enough room around you, that you're not going to kick over anything, and that your chair that you're going to use is sturdy, it's not going to fall apart. It's better if it hasn't got any arms on the side, so that you can move your legs in different positions. And if it's got a hole in the back, it's even better, because then your bum can drop down the back of there. So let's start. We'll just wait for a few minutes until people come in. Like I said, I'm just hoping that everybody's feeling okay. It's 6 weeks now. It's a long time that people have been in. I don't think I've been with my husband for that long ever, but he's still alive, so that's a good sign. I haven't killed him yet, but we're redoing the house bit by bit, trying to find stuff to do. But yes, I hope you're all safe and well. Right, sort of 4 minutes. I've got a few more people coming in. Hiya Anna. Hiya V. Hiya Glennie. So, yeah, it's our seated yoga. So for some people this might be a bit too easy, but have a go. It's nice and wake yourself up. The day is rubbish. You may hear the rain, if it gets any worse, hitting my roof as it's thingy. So you might hear, it's quite nice. I quite like the sound of rain. It's quite relaxing. And like I said, if you want to put a bit of music on for yourself, you can do as well. So we're going to start on our chair, making sure that we're in the right position. So like I said, make sure the chair's sturdy. If it's got a back missing, then make sure that your bum is hanging over so that your tailbone is free, and that you're sitting back into the chair, and that will keep you nice and straight. Shoulders back and down and chin tucked in. Making sure that your feet are in line with your hips, and if they don't touch the floor, if they're up on your tiptoes, stick something underneath, so that your feet are nice and flat, that you don't feel as if your legs are pushing too hard onto the floor, onto the thing. You don't want your legs being flat in this position, because the more that it's flat here, it's stopping circulation down into the leg. So you want to make sure that the legs are kind of free underneath the chair as well. So I'm going to turn back around with my chair. We're going to start with our neck stretches, but we're going to use our hands today to give a bit more of a stretch. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths, and we're feeling where it's stretching. So we're going to tuck our chin down, and we're going to use our hands, and we're going to place our hands on our head, and we're just going to give a little tug. Not too much, and we're not rolling forward. We're still keeping that back against the chair. And then we're taking the hands off, we're bringing the head back up. We're going to take the head back. Now remember, it's up to you if you've got neck problems, support the head when you're going back, or just sort of move the chin forward. And with your mouth, you can open the mouth wide, you can kiss the ceiling, or you can give it a brucey, so you stick your chin forward, and you can move it, you don't have to. So we're going to tilt the chin up, and lift the chin Open the mouth, kiss the ceiling, whichever you prefer. But feeling the stretch all the way through the mouth. And then we're bringing the head back down. So we're going to tuck the chin in and we're going to bring the ear towards our shoulder, but again we're going to use our hand. So if you bring your head towards your left shoulder, you're going to use your left hand to give a little pull, but then your right hand, you're going to push it towards the floor and you'll feel that lovely stretch through the side. And then we're releasing and we're bringing back up. So we're going to try the other side. So bring the ear towards your right shoulder. Give your hand a little pull. Bring your left hand towards the floor. So palms facing up. Or facing down, sorry. And again, release. So we're going to take a look over our left shoulder, but we're going to imagine with our right hand that we're going to unscrew our head. I'm going to turn around because it's the elbow is important. So you can say where you are. So again, you're turning, you're looking over your shoulder, you're using your right hand and you'll imagine that you're squeezing, but you don't want this elbow to come round. You want it pulling back so that it keeps the body nice and straight. You'll feel it diagonally running from the face through the body. But again, you may feel it on this side as well. And then we're going to release and bring the head back. So I'm going to come back to the centre. So we're going to look over our right shoulder and use our left hand to give that twist. Keep pulling that elbow back. And release, bring it back. So let's bring in our shoulders. So we're going to lift our shoulders up, squeeze them up towards our ears as we're breathing in, and then as you breathe out, just let them drop down. So again, breathing in, squeezing them up, breathe out, let them flop. Let's do 2 more. Now with this, as well as doing the shoulders, you'll also feel these rib cage start to open a little bit here as well. Okay, so we're going to try and work our chest as well to open up the rib cage. So with this, you're going to kind of do, similar to what we do with our stomach, we go our waist and we kind of move round in a circle. We're going to do the same similar thing with our chest. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the forward backwards a bit more. So with this, you're going to pull your shoulders back and you're going to stick your chest forward. Keeping the shoulders down so they don't lift up. Then you're going to roll the shoulders forward and you're pushing and opening the back. But you're not curling like we normally do in cat and cow. You're just pulling the shoulders forward, sticking the chest there back out. So bring it back to our centre. And we're going to pulling the shoulder blades forward, push the chest forward. But again, everything stays nice and straight. It's just the rib cage we want to push backwards and forwards. Roll it forwards. Think about opening the rib cage at the back. You'll feel this stretching right across here. Quite a nice stretch if you're constantly on a computer. And so let's go forward again. It also gets these back muscles to work. So here we're stretching here but we're working them muscles to pull us back. Let's do one more on each way. And then in again. Bring it back. So, we're going to see if we can move in a circle. We're going to lift our one shoulder up. Then we're going to push our chest forward. We'll lift our other shoulder up. We push back. Different side. We're lifting the shoulder up. We're pushing the chest forward. We're lifting the other shoulder up. We're pushing back. Shoulder goes up. Chest comes forward. Shoulder goes up. Back goes back. Let's do 2 more in one way and then we'll swap directions. So really thinking about lifting and working. This is just these intercostal rib muscles that we're moving. And then we're going to bring it back to centre. So we're going to start on that shoulder and work it forward. So we're lifting the shoulder up, we're pushing the chest forward, lifting the shoulder and going back. Up, forward, so the shoulders are pulling back. We're just working the rib cage. Trying to open just all the little intercostal muscles. I forgot to count, so we'll go around one more time and finish at the front. And we bring it back to there. So let's bring it down into our arms. We're going to start with our hands here, and they're coming in towards our elbow, and this is dumb waiter. So we're starting with our palms facing up, keeping our elbows in. We're bringing them out to the side. We don't want them to lift out, we want to keep them in. We're going to bring them back to centre. So it's all your shoulder blades that are doing this work. So you're taking it, we're going to turn the palms flat down, and they're in line, they're not down too far, they're not up too far, they're in line. So from here, I'm going to do it with this hand, otherwise this hand touches the chair. So you're bringing it out, keeping it in, and bringing it back. And it's all these muscles here in the shoulder that are doing it. So, we're going to turn the palms up, we're going to take them out. We're bringing them in. We're turning them over. We're taking them out. So with the whole of this, even though it's just your feel or think that it's just your palms you're turning over and back, it'll work all the way up. It's working from your elbows all the way to your shoulder blades. One more. And bring it in. So from here, all you're doing is you're lifting and trying to touch your shoulder blades. So you're taking the arms down, straighten them out, and bring them up. Touch your shoulders. Taking them down. So again, we're starting to bring that elbow in. And the wrists, we're kind of moving the wrists, the elbows, then in the direction they're supposed to. Elbows don't move very much. They're like our knees. They kind of go backwards and forwards. There's a slight, tiny little movement side to side. But majority is backwards and is just forwards and open. It's a hinge. With this, we're stretching, you'll feel it stretching the back, but you're working that front arm. And we're going to do one more. Again, I forgot to count. And bringing them down. Now, if you bring your 2 fingers together and you're going to stretch your hands out, you're going to take your hands out and turn the fingers down and push them back. far as you can go. Then you're turning the fingers round, turning the palms to the flat down and pushing them down. So again, bring the fingers to touch, turn them over. So you'll feel this in the shoulder. Then I'll turn to the side so you can see. So you're turning the shoulder in, you're turning the shoulder out, you're pushing the fingers away. Bring the fingers together, turn them round. Feel that movement through the shoulder. It's all about the shoulders. But you'll also feel it, so we turn it again. You'll feel it right through the hands, right through the elbows, all the way to the neck. And we're going to turn it out. And we're going to do one more, so pinching the fingers together, turn it round. And take the fingers out, push the fingers towards the floor. And bring it back. Bring the hands together, bring them into a fist. And you're just going to move them backwards and forwards. So again, the wrists, again, are not a ball and socket. Even though people will tell you to go round in a circle, they're not a ball and socket. So we're going to just move them side to side. So again, we're just getting them wrists. And again, you'll feel it into the elbows, you'll feel it into the shoulders at the same time. And then bring it together. So let's bring it to our fingers. Give your fingers a pinch, let them drop. Give them a little shake. So that you're opening up the joints. Let's move to the next one. Pinch. And give it a shake. Just to open up them joints in the fingers. Pinching, you're bringing blood right to the tips of the fingers. So anybody with circulation, that's the word I was looking for. My brain just goes. Bring it down. But at the same time we're doing this, you'll feel it work in the back of that arm and work in the shoulder. And let's do the last one. We've got to do the other hand as well. Let's bring it, pinch and shake. You're trying to let the hand drop so that gravity will open up the joints. You're not pulling the joint, you're just letting the hand drop. And then you're just giving it a little shake, or a little circle, whichever you want to think about it as. This will stop everybody going out, won't it? So, let's open these fingers up. So we start from the first finger. We're not doing the thumb. You're going to just pull as if you're bringing your thumb to the first knuckle. You're sliding it and then you're going to flip it. So you're sliding it and you're going to flip it. Slide it and flip it. And slide it and flip it. And just if you move your thumb in a circle so it knows what it's supposed to do. So let's do the other one. So from there, slide it and let it flip. This you'll feel it's opening all the joints. You may even feel as you're doing it kind of like a crunching. And that's just the fingers. Let me just do this one. So that's just the fingers, because they're constantly, and I mean especially now, like I said, we're kind of on the computers or on our phones, texting and talking to people, that our fingers, these bits here, start to go into this position. So when you're pulling them out, you're just getting, you may even feel it all the way down here, into the ligaments in here, to stretch them out as well, so that they're open up. Oh, my time uses. So let's bring it into our front, working our spine now. So if you can, place your hands here. If you've got high blood pressure, you're going to keep your head up. So I'm going to keep my head up as if I've got high blood pressure. But if you haven't, you can drop it down. Keeping your bum near the back. You can have your legs together, you can take them apart. If you've got boobies, you've got a bit of a belly, then you might need to open the legs to get them through. So from here, you're tucking the chin in and you're breathing out. I'm keeping my hands on my legs and I'm bringing my head down. But then I'm not dropping it all the way down. I'm trying to keep it in line, so it's in line with my heart. My shoulders are pulling back, but I'll feel this right into that lower back. So to come up, we're going to breathe in and using our hands if we need to lift ourselves back up. So before we go again, just think, how do I feel? Did that make me feel a bit sick? Did I get a bit giddy when I've come out? If you have, then maybe only go so far, don't go all the way down. I'm going to turn from the side. Now with your back, you don't want to curl, you want to keep the back as straight. So it's not straight, you've always got that arch here. But you don't want to take the arch away by curling it round. You want to keep the back nice and straight. So again, we're tucking our chin in, we're breathing out, we're moving forward. You can always drop them arms if you want to. I will do it now. We're holding for 3 breaths. And like I said, you'll feel it right along the lower back here. And then if you want, you can always bring them hands back to the knees and breathe in to lift back up. Good. So, let's take it over to the side. We're going to keep our hands on one leg. We're going to breathe in, we can lift our arm up. And as we breathe out, we're reaching over to the side. Stretch the arm, feel that stretch all the way through here. So it's similar, we're stretching a little bit more than we did on the first one where we were just lifting the shoulders up. We've brought a bit more in. We're also starting to stretch this area here, but also work this area here. So we're breathing in and we're bringing it down. Let's try the other side. Breathe in and then breathing out. And we're holding it for 3 breaths. We're breathing into this top lung. And then you try to breathe out through the bottom lung. Keeping your bum on the floor, on the chair. And then before you're coming in, you're breathing, you're going to stretch that arm again, and you're going to breathe out to bring it back down. Let's try one more. And breathe in, breathe out. Last one. So the thumb's going back, so again we're turning that shoulder. And this should keep the head or the hand behind, sort of in line with the ear. You don't want it in front of your face. Again, do that breath in as you're stretching, coming back up. Turn the thumb, breathe out to bring it down. Let's bring it behind. So, if you bring your left hand onto your right leg, now you're going to push your right leg to the right and you're going to pull with your left hand to the left. So it works as a tourniquet. Get yourself nice and straight. Bring your hand, place it on the chair, the bottom of the chair, the leg, anywhere you want. Breathe out, have a look over your shoulder. Remember to use that push in and push in. And then bring it back round, and let's try the other side. So hand over, hand down by the chair. Breathe in, stretch up, breathe out, turn, and we're breathing again. So this time we're breathing into the front of our left lung and into the back of our right lung. So we're being pulled diagonally. And then we're bringing it back round. So we're going to do one more. So bringing the hand round. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Stay where we are. So just changing our chair around and moving ourselves. So breathe in, stretch up. breathe out, take it down. And bringing it back, and last time. And bring it back. So we're going to do a cat and cow on our chair. Then I'm going to turn sideways. You can stay where you are. With this, with our hands here, this is where we're going to bend that spine. So we're going to take it out of that straight spine and try and really push it out in that direction. But at the same time, when we come back, we're going to try and extend that spine a little bit more. So as we place our hands on our knees, you're going to turn the elbows in, pull the belly in, tuck the head in, breathe out. Then as you want to breathe in, you're tilting the pelvis back, pushing that spine forward, pulling them shoulders, elbows together, and look up. Breathing out, rolling back in the other direction. And breathing in, lifting up. Let's do 2 more. And with this, we're starting to open up the spine forwards and backwards. Breathe out. Last one. And then bring it up to straight. And bring myself back out. So let's take it down into our waist. So we've brought it, bringing it down. We're going to do that winding round. So you're bringing yourself, your hands onto your knees, so again they're in line. You're leaning forward. You're going to roll to the side, curl around the back, and bring it back to centre. I'm going to do it from the centre, from here. I'm going to turn my chair around because then you can see if you've got the chair, you're going to roll onto the chair. So you're going forwards, you're going off to the right, curling all the way around the chair, coming back to the centre. Going round, curling into the chair, bringing it round. Now we're going to do one more this way. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction. Now the muscles in our stomach are so strong that they need, so you'll feel this pulling at different points around that lower back. And again, forgot to count, but I think this is my 4th one. So we bring it back to centre, we bring ourselves back up. I'm going to turn my chair around the other way. Let's bring it now into our pelvic floor. Our faves one. Faves. So, this, we're going to do 5 of these, and we're going to hold each of them for 10 seconds. With it, it's all inside. I can't see what you're doing. But even if you're in front of me, I couldn't see if you're doing it. But it is a great exercise for our internal organ. And it works the same for a man as it does for a woman. Even though most of the time they only ever tell women to do it, our pelvic floor, because of the children. But men should do it as well because of their prostate. The prostate sits in front of their bladder and it's a muscle. And as it weakens, then the bladder starts to drop. And that's when men get the dribble as well. So, always, even if you're a man, it's a really good exercise to do as well. Now, the only way that I can describe it is you go inside. You're not tightening up your bum muscle, so your bum's staying nice and relaxed. It's the inside of your bum that's going to work. You can And we're going to do that as we get on our third one. I'll get you to squeeze your bum muscles, squeeze your legs, squeeze everything, because it really tightens up and works all them muscles as well. But for the first one, we're going to try and do it without squeezing any muscles except for the muscles that I'm talking about. So imagine that you're about in a lift and you're about to break wind and you want to stop yourself from breaking wind. So remember, it's not the bum muscles, they're nice and relaxed, it's just inside. At the front, I want you to imagine that you're about to have a wee and you want to stop yourself from having a wee. So again, it wants you to pull in these muscles in the thighs, but don't. Try just to get that one. And then you've got your muscle here in your stomach, your abdominal muscle. As you breathe out, try and pull that muscle in. So now you've got all the three muscles in there. You can't now breathe into the lower part of your stomach. You can only breathe into the middle section and upper section. So we're holding those, we're keeping our shoulders down, and we're going to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. You're just letting everything go again. Okay, so we're going to start again, bringing it back up. So at the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And understanding the fact of relaxing and holding them, the different way it feels. So let's bring it to our third one. So at the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So now we're bringing it to our fourth one. So with this, I'm going to get you to, as you're doing it, to try and squeeze your bum muscles. Think about lifting them toes up, engaging them front legs, squeezing the legs together. Think about pulling all the stomach muscles, all the back muscles in. So it's tighten up as many muscles as you feel you can. So here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and tighten as many muscles. Pull all them muscles in. Squeeze wherever you can think of muscle is and squeeze it. 1, 2, 3. But make sure you breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And our last one, our fifth one. Here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and then if you want, pull all them muscles in, as many as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and good. So they will work all the internal muscles. They're good to do anytime you're sitting down, watching the telly, anything you're doing, standing, washing the dishes. Try and pull them in. The more you can pull them in, the better they are for you, the more control you'll have of that area. So let's now bring it into our legs and into our hips. We're going to, from here, you're just going to march. So you're just lifting your foot up and down, squeezing it in. And this is just getting them hips ready, getting the front of the legs ready. And then we're going to bring it down. So we're taking it out. Now, I'm going to get you to lift your legs so that it's clear of the thing. Take it out and see if you can point and flex. What tends to happen, as soon as you do that, your body comes forward. The minute you do that, the leg slams back down again. So, if you have to, if you start lifting your leg and you start to curl forward, hold onto the chair, push yourself back and lift the leg. And then take it out. Even if you can't hold it long enough, and back down, that's fine. If you want to, I'll turn sideways. Push yourself back, lift your leg, hold it and stretch it out. But you don't want that back to curl in. You want to stay nice and straight the whole time. So we're going to do 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. Like I said, if you can't do the point and flex, don't worry about it. You can always do the point and flex down here. So you can keep the leg down and just point and flex. But when you do that, like I said, what will happen is you'll push the back of the leg into the chair. So you kind of stop the circulation into the back of the leg. Hence why I want you to get it up. But if you can't, if it feels it's too much, you keep going forward, then keep it down and just do the ankle at the time, one at a time. So here we go. Whichever version you want, lift it, take it out, point it, flex it, bend it in, bring it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. And you'll feel that rise into the thing. Plus you may also feel it into your stomach as well. So let's bring it down onto our toes. No, not going. And to the outside of our leg. So we're still going to bring you forward. So you're coming to the edge of your chair. Turn it that way. So from here, you're coming forward to the edge of your chair, but making sure that your feet are flat down, that you're not like this, otherwise you might find the chair will tip. So make sure that the feet are down. Oh, that's how, isn't it? I hurt my little finger. I was thinking, how have I done that? Of course, on the side of the chair. So, come to the edge of your chair. From here, you're going to flex your foot, and you're either going to turn it to the side, and you're just going to let it drop down so that you're working the outer thigh and the inner thigh, or if you can, you see you can place it up on top. But make sure that foot's flexed. Don't just have it like that and then do this. You need to protect that knee. So if you flex it, it comes up, it protects the knee. And then from there, you're just going to let it drop. Now again, you may not get much movement. It might kind of look at it and you're thinking, it's not going anywhere. Don't push it. Let it do what it wants. The knee and the hip will only go to where they can. If they can't go, they won't go. And like I said, if this is too much, you keep your foot on the floor. You can get a block. And you can raise it up a little bit. If you need to, you can have a stool. I've got my stool over there, but I'm not going to grab it over and bring it over. So anything that you're doing like this, so it can be the same thing. So we're going to bring it back to centre, or take it off there, and we're going to do the other leg. So again, here on a block, or flex and on there. And just letting the knee drop. And then we're bringing it down. You have to do it a second time, so I'll bring in my block and I'll keep my foot down for this one. So again, we're bringing it to wherever we can on the foot on here. We're bringing our hands into prayer and we're breathing out and we're leaning forward. As soon as you do that, you'll feel it no matter where you are. So you're holding it there, looking to the floor. Keep the chin tucked in. And then bringing it back up. So I'm going to kick that out of the way and I'm going to do it with this before one with this leg. So bring it up, flex that foot, breathe, pull that stomach in, reach forward. Now you may find that the elbow will just sit on that knee. As soon as you do that, it feels a little bit more. Bringing it back up, bring the foot down. So again, staying on the edge, we're bringing our toes and coming up onto our tiptoes, and we're just pushing one heel down at a time. We're trying to really push these over. And then if you bring them down, stand on the edge of the chair, lift your toes up and try and place one toe down at a time. So you're doing a Mexican wave. And again, it's just so that we're getting our toes to move. We're taking all our thoughts into our toes. And give it a shake. So this isn't staying here. We're going to take it into a side angle pose from our chair. We're going to take our feet nice and wide. You can sit back a bit on your chair. You're going to start with the 2 feet facing in. Then you're going to turn your left foot so that it's facing outwards, but still in the same line as your knee. You're going to bring your elbow and place your elbow down onto your left leg, keeping that right foot turned in. You're going to turn your thumb up and lift it up towards your ear, reach over, look past the arm. And then we're bringing it back up. We're turning that foot back in. We're taking the other foot out. We're bringing our elbow down onto our left. We're turning our thumb up. We're lifting it up and trying to keep it by our ear. Look forward. Stretch the arm out. Feel that lovely stretch. And let's bring it back up. And let's do one more. So bring that foot in, take that foot out. Elbow down, thumb back, look at your thumb, breathe in, lift it up. And last one. Bring it in, turn that one out, elbow down, thumb up, lift up. I'll let that knee drop in with you, wasn't thinking. And bring it back. Lovely. From here, placing your hands on your knees, you're going to pull the shoulders back, slide your hands down. So again, if you've got high blood pressure, you're going to just keep that chin tucked in. We're just reaching forward, and then we can place our hands down. If you want, see if you can lift the hand to the ceiling. In fact, I'll bring that thumb and place it down and place it on your back. Lift your elbow and look behind. That probably will be easier. If you can't reach the floor, get a block. Place your hand on the block, look behind. And we're going to bring that hand back round. We're going to do the other side. So thumb goes down, it goes behind the back, and we're lifting the elbow up, looking up to the back. With this, you'll feel the stretch on the inner thigh, but also that lower back as well. And let's roll it out. From here, with the hands on the block or on the floor, if you can, let your head drop. So we're going to look forward. Make sure the blood comes back to centre, but we're staying here. Unless, of course, you feel a bit and then you'll come back out of it. So we're going to do one more. Breathe out, let the head drop. A lovely stretch for the neck, it kind of pulls the head down. And then we're going to look up. Let the blood come back to our centre. Bring our hands back to our knees. Push ourselves back up. Bring our feet back in. Keep that out of the way. So we're going to bring ourselves up to standing. If I can do the back of you before we run out of time. Move your bum to the edge of your chair. So again, I'm going to turn my chair so that you can see me standing up. So you're coming to the edge of your chair. Your feet are in line. You can bring your hands out. You can bring them here. You can place them there on the chair if you need to. So from here, we're going to lean forward and then tuck our chin in and breathe in. Stand ourselves up. Push your hips a little bit forward. We're going to breathe out. We're bending. We're sitting back to our chair. Here we go. 3 of these. Breathing out. Sitting back. Breathe in. And breathe out. And our last one. We're going to stop it. And bring the arms down. Breathe out. So with those, the more you can do it, it works on your thighs. It's a great stretch for the legs. Plus it gets you up and down off the chair. It's a good way of getting up and down. So we're turning our chair round so that we're standing at the back of our chair. I'm trying to see where my thing is better. So from here, we're going to stretch the backs of them legs. We're going to start with our right leg. We're going to step it back. Keep the heel flat on the floor. Keep the knee nice and straight. Shoulders back. Bend the knee that's by the chair. Really push it in. Push that knee back as much as you can. Try and straighten it as much as you can to feel that stretch in the calves. And then stepping it back in. So let's try the other side. Step it back. Get the heel flat down. Don't let the knee bend. Push that knee forward and bend that knee at the front. Shoulders down. Don't let the shoulders come up. And bring it back in. So we're going to take it down a little further into our feet. I'm going to turn around so it's better to see what my foot's doing rather than me. So we're taking the foot back. We're getting the heel on the floor. Hopefully you can see this. From here you're bending that knee. And you'll feel it move from the calf here down into this area of the foot. From there, move it over so that it's on your little toe, but you're still pushing forward. Then you're going to bring it back to centre and take it over more towards your big toe. Again, trying to push the foot down, push forward, bend the knee at the back. Bring it back to centre so that it feels centred, and again push it. And step it back. I'm going to do it from the side. You're stepping your foot back, Keeping the heel down. Bend the knee a little. It might not go very far. You're still pushing into this chair here. Now we're going to roll over more towards our little toe, but we're still bending that knee. And then we're rolling over so that we're right on our big toe, our little toes kind of lifting, and we're still pushing and trying to bend that knee. And we're bringing it back so that we're centered, and we're still pushing and bending that knee. These are working all the ligaments that hold the ankle and the foot together. But if you go on an uneven surface, then you'll tend to pull something because our ligaments aren't ready for it. And then step it in. So let's work these muscles here. You're going to step your foot back, and we're going into down dog. Now, if you've got shoulder problems, you might find that just keeping your elbows here and putting your head through is fine, is about as much as your body can do, your shoulders can do. If you can take it to your hands, take your hands out. Walk it back. Now, if you find that you're arching up, bend your knees, push your chest to the floor. Don't let your head drop through. Control the head so that, again, the ears are between the shoulder blades, and you're tucking the chin in. But you're pushing the chest to the floor, and you'll feel that stretch right from the ankles all the way up the leg, through the bum, all the way up. And then bringing it back up. Step your feet in. How about that? Oh, I'm running out of time. So let's do the front of your body, then I'll do the front of your thigh. So standing here, we're pulling the shoulders back. We're going to push the hips forward, and we're going to pull the shoulders back, pushing the hips in. Don't let the head drop back too far. Keep the chin tucked in. Feel this stretch right through the front of the stomach. And then bringing it back up. So if you turn around, I'm going to get you to grab hold of your leg. So you're going to bring your foot up. Now, if you can grab your foot, grab your foot. If not, you can just lift it off the floor and push it back. So you're just working this area here. If you find it might be easier if you have the chair beside you, you can always put your foot on the chair and move the knee back. Trying to see which is the best way of showing you. Like that. And then if you move forward or move the leg backwards, it'll give that stretch there. You can always bend that knee, and you might feel the stretch through that front leg. And we're going to change sides. So I'm going to stick with the very first one I did. So you're lifting the leg up and you're just pushing back. Don't worry if you can't grab it. Just push the leg back. Let you feel the stretch here. And then bring it down. And let's do our stretch up. So bringing the feet either together or in line with the hips, whichever feels better for you. We're going to come up onto our tiptoes. So we're holding our chairs right there. Shoulders are back. We're going to imagine someone's grabbing our head, and they're going to start to pull us up and pull our shoulders, pull our spine, and then we're coming up onto our tiptoes. And then we're coming back down again And let's go up one more time. So lifting. And bringing it back. Lovely. So we worked our bottom of our feet. So let's bring ourselves back onto our chair before I run out of time. We're going to do alternate breathing, 5 rounds, and I'll do it with my fingers. Now, alternate breathing, you have to, I've done it on Friday, so if you wanted to do a bit more, think about it, you'll have a look at that one on YouTube, or Facebook if you can go into mine. Now, we're going to use our fingers in this position. I'll show you different ones I'm doing it on class. You're going to have 2 fingers like this, the thumb and the ring finger are going to be the ones that are on your nose. If you're right-handed, you tend to start with your breathing up your left nose. If you're left-handed, you might find that you breathe up your left nose, right nostril. One of your nostrils is more dominant than the other, and if you breathe in, you'll be able to see you breathe up one nostril more than the other. What I've noticed, it's not scientifically based, it's just what I've asked people, is that if you're right-handed, your left nostril is dominant. If you're left-handed, your right nostril is dominant. But everybody is different, and that, like I said, is not scientific, that's just me noticing. So, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start with my left nostril. So I'll talk as if right-handed, but if you're left-handed, do it the opposite way. So we're using the 2 fingers, and they're going to go on in between our brow or our third eye. Your thumb is going to go on your right nostril, and your finger will go on your left nostril. Your little finger sits beside it or sticks up as if you're having with your pinky. Depends on what you want to do with that thing, it doesn't matter. You're going to breathe up through your left nostril. You're going to then seal the air in for just a second or so. Take the thumb away, breathe down the right nostril. Seal it just for a second so the air's out. Then breathe in through the left nostril. Seal it. And then down through the right. So that would be 1 round up and down. So we're going to start our second round. Here we go. So we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. 2 more. And out. We're bringing the hands together. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. It will go up on Facebook, on YouTube later. Oh, I've lost them. Oh, they've gone. I'm thinking I've run out of time. So, thankfully I just got that in time. I had 9 viewers and I forgot to say bye to everybody. So, I'll say bye to everyone here. Oh, okay. Hello, Natasha. Hello. Oh, I've got a few new people. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this one. Hiya, Carol. Hiya, Karen. Hello, Cheryl. So, yeah, that one was a little bit lower than normal. So tonight is our 7 p.m. For our fitness freestyle yoga. So come and have another go if you fancies, and I will see you then. Bye bye.